Hello, buddy. Senior engineer, MBA, and investor. And in today's Sunday video, I want to talk about this image, this post created by a user on X.com called 3Prime Invest. I'll put their X handle in the description below. It's so hard for me not to say Twitter, guys. It's gonna take some time before we get all used to saying X handle or X post or X.com. But anyhow, this image was actually produced by this user, and this user has been publishing these images on a weekly basis. And I think there's value looking into it. I think something we do in this channel often is talk about some of the posts, some of the videos from other users in this community, specifically retail investors. I mean, look, we do a lot of work in this channel covering the research articles, looking at legacy media, news articles sometimes. I mean, sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. But ultimately, the best reference point, in my professional opinion, in this space is the retail investors, right? It's you, it's me, it's people looking at videos on YouTube, looking at posts on X.com, on Reddit. And it's people are normal people, right, that don't really have an agenda to push a specific company other than having their own stock, I mean, that is, of course, being biased, but then, you look at some of the legacy media being paid heavily by companies to push up their company. I mean, that's just a whole different ballgame of bias levels, right? But anyways, going back to this image here, we take a look at here. So gene editing companies trading week ended September 15th. So we list out all the big CRISPR companies and some of the non-CRISPR company, but still in the gene editing space, like Sana. I wouldn't really call them a CRISPR company. We have ARC Genomics, XBI, of course, Genomics invest funds, but of course, this is just not CRISPR specifically, it's just biotech / genomics as a whole. We take a look at the closing prices here, and again, closing price doesn't really matter. What really matters is year-to-date performance, and clearly you can see the worst performers here are base editors company like Beam Therapeutics and Verve Therapeutics. CRISPR Therapeutics has been doing sort of well year-to-date. NTLA is sort of coasting along. Sana doing pretty well at almost 20%. And NTLA just coasting along. And of course, Editas, I don't even know why Editas is still a CRISPR company that still exists. But anyways, that's beside the point. And Caribou, they're not doing not so well at 11%. And of course, the genomics fund as a whole, like ARK Invest, look at this, guys, 10.5%. So CRISPR as a whole has been underperforming. I think this has been the storyline this year and the past year. I mean, since 2021, summer of 2021, the peak of CRISPR landscape, things have been going downwards, sort of coasting along in the last few months. But I actually think it's all about these milestones here that the 3Prime Invest did a really good job laying them out, right? Said milestones to watch for the end of 2023. And of course, we first started with NTLA, IND submission for NTLA 2001 September. This is for in the US. You guys got to remember this, their NTLA 2001 program. They have data for it. It's human dose, but not in the US. The FDA still has to approve that in terms of dosing patients in the US. Clearance likely in October. We look at CTA for 3001, readying for IND 2003. Additional data for the 2001 program for phase 1, and data update for the 2002 possible but not promised, right? So Beam Therapeutics dosed their first patient a couple of weeks ago. We published that video. And by year end, we may have more dosage. I doubt we get any sort of data. I really doubt it, but you never know. And of course, CRISPR Therapeutics has the biggest milestone here. I think probably why the CRISPR landscape has been coasting along in the last few months / year. Lots of people are looking in the Hexacell program. We look at the potential response from the FDA. My understanding was 8th December, which is what we see here. By the 8th December, but could come earlier. Doesn't mean it has to take till long. Could be basically within the next few weeks. And yeah, I mean, they have CTX310, the in vivo program to go to clinical. I mean, I don't think that's a huge milestone for this company at this point. I think it's really all about hexacell at this point. But anyhow, Verve 101 in vivo data. Again, Verve 101 got paused last year in the US. I believe that's resumed, but that's more data for New Zealand and UK patients. That's going to be interesting because we still have no sort of human data on base editors, right? We still don't have it. Yes, we have patients' dose. It's a great start, but we need human data, right? Editas, I'm just going to skip that line because I don't think anybody's paying attention to Editas at this point. We skip through Caribou here, CBO12 IND submission, CBO10 FDA feedback. I think CBO10 is really the program everybody's watching for. We got above average data, not amazing data, but we got above average data. And to me, above average data means amazing data, in my opinion. I mean, even if you were to do average, you would still get your doors. You would still get through the FDA doors, right? So if you're doing above average, you're amazing, right? But when I mean amazing data, obviously it's based on what expert in the space has to say in terms of complete response durability, right? 6-month plus durability, which is something that's been extremely hard to achieve in this landscape. But again, one time dose, I mean, that compares really well with the alternatives, right? With the CAR T space. So, of course, Sana is doing a couple of works here, but I don't think Sana is really a big 2023 company. I think it's more of an end of 2024. I think they've mentioned that last year as well in their corporate presentation. It's not like they've pushed back anything. They've always said that 2024 would be the year for them. So, I mean, it's a company for you to look out on, but to say that, there are milestones being looked out for this company right now, I wouldn't put it that way. But again, if you're investing in this company, you obviously want to know what's happening with this company year to date and in the following few months we have remaining for the year. So yeah, this is the recap, guys. This is a good recap. I really like this, actually. Visually, it's really nice. Well, nicely done. 3 Prime Invest. I think he or she did a really good job here putting all this together for us, for this audience. So I thought to myself, you know what? Let's make a video on it. And of course, there's also another column here for cash, but more specifically for the market cap. And it's crazy how low the market caps are. I mean, Caribou's at 500 million, CRISPR Therapeutics at almost 4 billion. You look at NTLA at 3 billion. I mean, there's a lot of potential here, guys. There's a lot of potential. Again, not financial advice. I want to make sure everybody's on the same page here. I'm not trying to provide financial advice. And this channel is free education. You guys take this information, you run away with it. It's your decision, your money, your well-earned money, and you might as well do your own research before making any sort of financial decision. That's it. I will end this video like this, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, subscribe if you've not. Like this video if you found value. And this week, I'm in Winnipeg. Actually, I'm in Winnipeg today. In Canada, if you don't know where Winnipeg is, don't worry about it. If you do know where it is, it's my first time here, so we'll see how it goes. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.